In the heart of Victorian London, where beauty and decadence intertwined, lived Dorian Gray, a young man blessed with extraordinary looks. His beauty was his curse, a treasure he desperately wished to preserve. The artist Basil Hallward, captivated by Dorian's allure, painted a portrait that seemed to capture not just his appearance, but his very soul. "I have put too much of myself into it," he admitted. But it was the cynical Lord Henry Wotton, a man who viewed life as an experiment, who truly changed Dorian's destiny. Lord Henry, with his seductive words, introduced Dorian to a philosophy of pure hedonism. "The aim of life is self-development," he declared. "To realize one's nature perfectly, that is what each of us is here for." He encouraged Dorian to embrace every sensation, to chase pleasure without moral restraint. "The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it," he argued. Intoxicated by this new way of thinking, Dorian made a fateful wish, that the portrait, not he, would bear the marks of age and sin. "When I find that I am growing old, I shall kill myself," he declared. And so it came to pass. The portrait became a mirror to his soul, each act of cruelty and indulgence etched upon its canvas, while Dorian remained forever young and beautiful. Dorian pursued a life of pleasure, leaving a trail of broken hearts and ruined reputations in his wake. He became callous, seeing others' pain as a source of entertainment. "There is always something infinitely mean about other people's tragedies," he remarked. He scorned those who tried to steer him toward good. The young actress Sybil Vane became the object of his affection, and he declared, "Sybil Vane is sacred." But when she failed to live up to his idealized vision of her, he abandoned her cruelly. "You have killed my love," he accused her. Sybil was so distraught that she took her own life. But Dorian, rather than being moved by it, saw it as a fascinating tragedy. "It was terribly pathetic, but I was not moved a bit," he said. As the years passed, the portrait became a grotesque reflection of his inner decay, a reminder of his bargain with destiny. He hid the picture away from prying eyes in the old schoolroom, ashamed of his inner self. Despite his efforts to cover the truth, whispers of his wickedness followed him. Even Basil confronted him with the rumors of his corruption. "I want you to lead such a life as will make the world respect you," Basil pleaded, but Dorian would not be moved. In a moment of desperate rage, Dorian murdered Basil, destroying his life and adding to the portrait's hideousness. Haunted by his past and the monstrous image of his true self, Dorian tried to find redemption. He briefly attempted an act of kindness, sparing a young woman's heart, believing it could change him. But it was not enough. His corruption was too deep, his soul too stained. In a final act of despair and self-loathing, Dorian turned against the portrait itself. As it had killed the painter, so it would kill the painter's work, and all that meant, he thought. He believed destroying it would set him free from his torment. When the servants broke into the room, they found a beautiful portrait of Dorian Gray, untouched by age or sin, and beside it, the withered corpse of a man, his features twisted with age and corruption. But dear listeners, Dorian Gray's tale is more than a mere cautionary story. It is a haunting exploration of the human soul's darkest capacities. What secrets lie beneath your own portrait? What sins would be revealed if your inner self were laid bare? Next week, we descend into an even darker realm of human ambition and moral decay. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein awaits a story that will challenge everything you believe about creation, humanity, and the terrifying line between genius and monstrosity. But before the creature stirs, if you dare to unravel these literary mysteries, smash that like button, destroy the subscribe button, and most importantly, stay tuned, because some stories are better left untold, yet we'll tell them anyway.